están todos? How you guys doing? Let's see who's on. Hey, ¿cómo están? Murderpedia. Hi, babies. I'm trying to. There you go. There you go. I'm looking for stuff on the internet just to have it out ready to go. Oh my goodness, the crew is here! Whoop, whoop, whoop! So as you know, today's episode is a wild card. It is the B-Day extravaganza episode, which means anything will go down. If you have any questions about anything, you're going to ask. You want to come on live, you want to join the conversation, you can. I'm sure Dylan and I will talk about a specific killer if you want to. I honestly don't know who it is. I think it is, but we'll figure it out when he joins in. My birthday's tomorrow, so I thought that maybe we should do like a little wild card episode tonight. Kind of chat with you guys and see how you guys are doing. What do you guys want to hear from us the next couple of weeks? Season 2 has been amazing. It's doing very well because of you guys, and the way you guys have all been interacting is... I'm so happy. I'm really excited that we're doing this interactive live with you. There is a few episodes that Jen and I do want to do recorded because of location and things. But I mean, I wouldn't take out the possibility of even like doing this live and it at a location, you know. Maybe someday I can go into Richie's room in 1419 in the CEASON and do that stuff. But for now, this will do. But thank you guys for showing up to my B-Day extravaganza episode. Brought to you by Satan Summer and the City of Angels. I found this book at a bookstore in Los Feliz called Wackos. And it's the Night Stalker's book. It's one, I have everything, the Night Stalker. You guys should know this. But it is my birthday, and this is my favorite case. You guys know this by now. For Carmireli. So I'm going to randomly pick a page and read off this book. Again, it's Satan's Summer in the City of Angels. It's my favorite. Alright. Alright. Close encounters with the Night Stalker. Encounter number 1. It was early evening, almost too late for me to feel comfortable grocery shopping by myself. But I decided to stop at El Rancho Market on Huntington Drive, which was on my route home from work. I was waiting in the checkout line, standing behind a skinny, very distinctive-looking guy with black hair and a very unpleasant vibe. He yelled, "This is a holdup." He was waving a black .22 gun in the air. He was wearing a white shirt and a baseball cap and had a devil tattoo on his left hand. I remember I was wearing a pair of my favorite Alexander Wright earrings, and I thought, there's no way this guy is going to get my earrings, and I ran up the nearby stairs. I knocked on the locked office door, and the manager inside refused to open the door for me. Then I found the upstairs bathroom, and with another lady and her young daughter, who had also run up the stairs, we hid there until we heard the police had arrived. I remember overhearing another customer describing the robber and was able to tell the police about the devil tattoo, which another witness denied seeing. The robber was Richard Ramirez. I remembered his face, and when the case broke, realized who he was. I never shopped at El Rancho ever again. Well, that's one of the encounters. You have that book. It's a great book. I don't know. I'm a little iffy with an encounter. I don't know that Richie would be one of those kind of people that would do a hold-up robbery at a market. He was very quiet and shy, so I don't think... I don't know. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm going to do one more for you guys. Let me see which one is it. I'm going to go with encounter number... There's like 3 encounters here, but... Encounter number 3. One day, my husband and I were clearing weeds from Forest Park Street in Sereno near our home when a guy drove up from Commodore Street and turned left on Rising Drive. His license plate had the letters ULF. I remembered that because it's the same name as a relative of my husband's who had visited from Sweden. Someone up the hill sold drugs, so traffic was always going up the hill. I recognized him as the same guy I had seen twice before, Ramirez. At that time, I was house sitting for my in-laws, and my husband was working nights, so I spent a few weeks alone at night in the house. isolated on a hillside in that neighborhood. Most of that time, I was scared and nervous and didn't sleep much. Okay. Imagine that, though. Yeah, this is a really interesting book. If you guys never heard of it, it's called Satan's Summer in the City of Angels, the Social Impact of the Night Stalker. And it's a really interesting book because it explains how during that year that he was committing these crimes, that people were fearing for their lives. Like, you see all these houses now with all these fences and stuff on their windows, and it was all caused by this guy. Before that, no one had fences in their windows and protection and like all these, so he made a big impact in LA, and he changed a lot of things because of the crazy shit that he did. So, very good, interesting book. And there's pictures in there that I didn't think, they found like walkie-talkies hidden in like grass by the freeway. I guess he would hear the cops. He would like have little walkie-talkies and like have like little radio stations where you can hear the cops talking. So he was aware when they were looking for him, supposedly. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting book. So definitely recommend that. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much. Happy early birthday. Your content is great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Woohoo! So, yeah. Do you guys have any questions? I know Dylan, whenever you want to log on, you can. You're no pressure. This is we're going to be kind of like smooth sailing today. We're just going to be chilling. This is the vibe. I just want to say thank you to everyone for the past year who's been supporting my podcast, been supporting things that I've been doing, supporting me and Dylan in the making of the Richard Ramirez movie. You guys have been an amazing support. You guys have always been there behind us and making sure that we have the full on promotions. And you guys are always posting things, which is awesome. So I want to say thank you so much for all the love, all the support. I love you all, and I'm excited for what next year brings. Hopefully next year's a lot of good things. But yeah, birthday girl's a happy birthday girl. Chilling with you. Yes, I will love to chill with you. I will love to actually meet with you, sit down with you, and hug you, and take you to Margarita and have some food there. Maybe ask the people about Richard, so we do. But yes, that would be amazing. I'm just so curious who's going to be talking about today. We don't know. Yes, my Twitter got banned. It's okay. I don't care. Twitter is not the place to go. Twitter is done. Skedaddle is done. So, yeah, no more Twitter for me. For now, anyways. I don't know. And, yeah, I'm curious to know who we're talking about, too. I'm waiting for Dylan to hop on and see what randomness we do. It could be we're a wild card today. We may be talking about one killer. We might be talking about 4 of them. I don't know. We might not even talk about a killer at all. We just might be talking about shit, Did you guys talk about Leslie Van Houten getting released from prison? I did not talk about that. Maybe we can talk about it today. Maybe Dylan want to spark it up a bit, which I think it's crazy to let her out. She should have been in there rotting. I said what I said. I said what I said. It's like, Selena Quintanilla's Killer, I think comes out next year. No, in 2025. She better stay in there. Because, I don't know. I'm getting ready for bed, but happy birthday. I love you. I love you, Brandon. Thank you. I'm going to miss you tomorrow, but it's okay. We'll make it up next time. We'll rock it out. We'll get lit together. I know it. But did you guys hear about the Long Island killer? Who would have thought? Who would have thought, huh? I'm going to look this shit up. How about that? Long Island killer. That's insane. We'll get tacos, Brandon. Wow. I was kind of reading about the Long Island thing and the serial killer. And this man was an architect, okay? This 59-year-old Nassau County architect it's like 13-year-old Long Island serial killer case. He's an architect. What are you doing, sir? This is insane. I'm reading it about it right now. Oh, that's crazy. It's insane. I'm trying to see if I can, like, try to find the article. He pleaded not guilty to first-degree and second-degree murder in the deaths of 3 women. This man, the audacity. More than a decade after 11 bodies were found on Long Island and a year after he came onto officials' radar as a potential suspect, a New York architect was charged in the Gilligo Beach murders, a series of killing of mostly young women. Rex Harriman, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, right, is a demon that walks amongst us, a predator that ruined families, Suffolk County Police Commissioner Ronnie Harrison said Friday after the suspect pleaded not guilty to 3 first-degree murder charges. Harriman, 59, was arrested Thursday evening at his Manhattan office and arraigned fighting the deaths of 3 women. He is also suspected in the disappearance and death of a 4th woman, officials said. The grisly discoveries were made after a sex worker went missing in 2010. As officials searched for that woman, they discovered the remains of 11 other people. Holy! So he could have probably killed more than like 15 people. During a news conference Friday afternoon, Suffolk County District Attorney Raymond A. Turney, who was joined by members of the victims' families, said solving the cases has been a priority for him and area law enforcement since he took office in January 2022. I'm trying to see here. He is charged with slayings of Melissa Bartholomew, 24, Megan Waterman, 22, and Amberlynn Costello, 27. The investigation to the death of Maureen Brainard Barnes, 25, is ongoing. He's considered the prime suspect in her disappearance and death, and there is a substantial evidence of his involvement. But how did he get caught? Like, what was the evidence? The victims had similarities. They were all sex workers who were petite. Tierney also said the crime scene also had a commonality, noting the victims were bound at the head. Okay, so they were bound at the head, midsection, and legs by camouflage burlap. He contacted his victim using burner phones, which he would discard shortly after they were killed. Their burner phones were attracted to Massapequa, which placed the user of the phones in that area during the time of the slayings. He lived in that area. And there was hair recovered from him. So they found his hair, I think, right? No, hair belonging to a female was found on or near 3 of the victims. Prosecutors said in the bail application. It was later determined to belong to her. Whoa, so they found the suspect's wife's hair on the victim. That's how they found him. That is crazy. Hi, sis. His wife's hair on the... Yo, that is insane how DNA works now. What is insane? Dylan! Hold on. I need Sasha. With some fava beans.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Oh, not the clown. Not the clown.
How's it going?
Oh, my goodness. How are you?
I'm good. Just hanging out, relaxing as usual.
I love it. You're not sweating in that mask, though?
What mask?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to, We're talking about this Long Island case. What do you think about this shit? They found evidence of his wife's hair in the victim. That's how they caught him.
I think he's an idiot. What happened is he thought he was being slick, and he was buying burner phones to talk to these prostitutes. And he thought by using the burner phone, they couldn't trace him. But what he didn't realize is that when he was meeting these prostitutes around that area, his cell phone was still pinging off the towers.
So he didn't even think about turning off the phone, his cell phone?
So whenever he was using the burner phone, they noticed that his cell phone was pinging at that exact area. What an idiot. Plus, he was using his debit card and credit card in the same areas, buying stuff.
What is that one meme they post out True Crime when you're sitting there, you're like, this is pathetic. You're sitting there just eating popcorn, but you're like, this is pathetic. I could have done a better job. No, I could not have done a better job, guys. We do not support the killings.
That's
just
right.
Mañana es tu cumpleaños, Reina. Have a good day. Thank you, mi amor. Gracias. Love the mask. I know the mask is creepy, but it looks good.
What mask? What are these people talking
what up,
about? Leatherface? Since it's a birthday party, I thought I'd show up.
I'm here for
in
it.
a costume.
I'm here for it.
But
so today,
hey, Carm, we were watching a bunch of stuff on YouTube, and apparently he had a timeshare in Las Vegas, Nevada. So they're checking out here in Nevada
and South Carolina,
and I think maybe even Florida. So he was bouncing around. They don't have particular victims identified yet, but they're looking for cold cases to make sure, of course, he didn't expand his territory.
Well, they're saying there's like 11 people that murdered, so they're assuming he did more than 3. He's being charged with 3, but I think he did more than that. And if you're saying he had Vegas and all that, he definitely killed more than 11.
I think so, man.
That's crazy. And this has been going on for how long?
Since 2009, 2010.
I mean, you know what? The one thing I gotta know is you gotta catch up on your true crime. You gotta read the books. If you're gonna commit these murders, you gotta know what the failures of other people did. So you don't do them.
That's right.
Idiots.
Also, one of the former prostitutes who didn't go with him, said that when she did meet up with him, he was literally talking about the Long Island Killer and asking her if she was into true crime and had she heard about the killings. And he was he was obsessed with it, of course. And a lot of the time they have to start talking about it. They can't keep it quiet. So I imagine he thought that this lady was going to come with him and he'd kill her. So technically he'd be wiping away the evidence, but she had a gut feeling not to go with him, so she didn't. And so now we have her recollection to go by, which is pretty nuts.
What is it with these killers? And they talk about themselves in third person, people won't get it.
I know. It's ridiculous.
They look too bright.
I'm like this.
Yeah, they're insane narcissists. That's why
Dude told on himself. Dude literally told himself.
Yeah. And then what was pretty sick is the cops, as they were looking through his search history, he has some gnarly stuff on there, man. Just one that I thought was really weird was he was looking up for photos of women who had been beaten and punched and bruised, tied up, and children, in the same kind of fashion.
No.
Plus he had one for what they would call a twink. So he typed in twink something. So he was also interested in men too. So you never know. Again,
one of the bodies they found was a man.
Yeah, one of the bodies they found was a man. So says Danny right here. So who knows, man? It could open up into a lot more type of things.
That's crazy. The thing is, his wife had no idea. Apparently.
I
don't know. My husband's kind of. The thing is, he was away, right? That was his thing. He was always away, kind of thing.
Yeah, when she was gone. Very similar to Joel Rifkin, who was a New York serial killer. He would kill his prostitutes when his mom was out of the house. So, kind of like John Wayne Gacy too. I think a lot of things.
You might know John Wayne Gacy a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And the fact that they found his wife's hair. Out
I
of
know.
all, really? Okay. And there
Yeah.
11 bodies found across one stretch of highway. So 11 sets of human remains were found on a stretch of a highway in Suffolk County after police began searching along Ocean Parkway for Gilbert, a 24-year-old sex worker from New Jersey who vanished in 2010 after leaving a client's house in OB. So they were all sex workers.
Right.
11. There's got to be more than 11, though. There's no way.
I think so, too. And what was crazy is that in the search history as well, he was looking himself up, Long Island Killer, are people still, so he's really interested. Would have been, I don't know, I won't say cool, but would have been interesting if we would have done a podcast on Long Island Killer, and he probably would have watched it, man.
Shit.
That's crazy. He was totally obsessed with hearing people talk about him. But we're watching the press conference, and I think the chief of police was saying that one of the reasons why the case didn't necessarily just fade out is because with the ever-growing podcast format, many people have talked about him, kept it alive, kept people interested in finding out who this Long Island Killer is. So, yeah, I mean, doing what you're doing here and creating the podcast and whatnot, it keeps people's awareness focused on these people, in particular those who haven't been caught yet.
Oh, yes, we're going to find you. We're going to find you. I'm like, taken. I got set skills.
That's right.
I will find you. I will hunt you down. Find you. Okay, I'm back. Oh, thank you, my love, Catherine. Happy birthday, sweetie. Thank you so much. What does T say? Sex workers are easy prey. A lot of lonely runaway girls. But the thing is, I don't understand. It's hard for those to do those kind of things, Sandra, because you have lots of cameras everywhere. They can track you. You have credit cards. So it's so hard to be like Ted Bundy nowadays and or be John Wayne Gacy, you know what I'm saying? Or be Samuel Little all these fucking years and not get caught. You can't do that nowadays. Yeah. So I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, plus he wasn't picking girls up off the street corners. He was going online, leaving, a trail behind. Well, he thought he wasn't, but he was. I mean, it's one thing to pick up some random person on a street corner you don't know and they don't know you, but this person was looking at online ads and stuff like that for these women.
Yes, T. Yes, today it's even harder, but you can have new ways. I agree, because there is a serial killer in Chicago still on the loose. I think it's called the Chicago Strangler.
Right.
He's been on the run for 20 years. They still haven't found him. But I think that's an inside job.
Could be.
I think that's an inside job.
Could be.
For you not to find this person with all the technology, the DNA, and all that shit we have now, you can't find him for 20 years. That's an inside job. And I said what I said.
Most likely, yeah. Just like Golden State.
Oh, is this what we're talking about today?
Well, it sounds like we're talking about Long Island Killer. We spent 20 minutes.
I mean, I'm down. Wait, wasn't there another new killer that they found? Something like that? It was not the Long Island, it was another one.
Oregon, yeah.
Yes. Hold on, I gotta look that up. But I haven't read about that. So
I haven't read about it either. No, I don't know about it either.
I
just saw a video say something Oregon serial killer. Man.
Somebody asked about your mask.
Oh, is this the one where there was 4 girls missing? And they said that if they were all not connected, and then now they're all connected all of a sudden? Is this the one?
Yeah, I think so.
So Oregon officials have identified Jesse Lee Callahan of Portland as a person of interest in the mystery deaths of 4 women that police say are linked. Law enforcement sources told the Associated Press. The 38-year-old has not been charged with any crimes related to the investigation. He is currently in prison on unrelated charges after being arrested on June 6th for a parole violation. Oh shit. So wait, is he not or is it? That's the question. Okay, well, that's not giving me enough vibes. Hold on. Yeah, so I guess it was 4 murders, and at first they were like, oh yeah, this is not related, this is not, and now apparently they are. But I guess the guy is linked to 2 of the persons that died. So I don't know what that means. But right now what they're saying is what the New York Post says. Look at this shit up. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw it up. I don't know why, but it would be great to have a good party with 80s rock music, talking a little about Richard Ramirez, Jeffrey Dahmer. Well, actually, you know what's funny? We're having a little 80s themed party for my birthday tomorrow, so...
Something like that.
Something like that. But, I mean, that's just so much shit that I don't know. But, yeah, that's crazy, though, with the Long Island killer. That's news to me. That's insane. But... I don't know, Dylan. Do you want to continue talking? Do you want the people to ask questions? What do you feel like today? It is my birthday, so I'm just like wild card.
I know we've had a faithful viewer come on here and want to talk about Golden State Killer.
I'm always down for the Golden State because I have some shit to say about the Golden State Killer.
Go for it. Take it.
Okay? Look him up. Hold on. Golden State Killer. So, Golden State Killer, as I'm looking him up. Hold on. Dylan, you can go as I'm looking him up real quick. I got stuff to
It's
say.
you, bro. Yeah. Yeah, finally.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Why is this all like... Come on, computer. Don't fail me now, bro. Why does Richard Ramirez come up? That's not the goal. There it is. What in the heck? I can't find the Golden State Killer.
What was his name?
Angelo, right?
Angelo. Yeah. D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. That's what it was. Hold on.
Joseph D'Angelo.
There it is.
Yeah, this is a guy who I remember watching documentaries on the Golden State Killer, and they hadn't even caught him yet. So, man, it's really creepy to kind of imagine those times when he was still out there. Nobody knew. He had caused terror. He could still possibly cause terror. Really weird. Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he like from 1974 through 1986?
Yeah.
Here we go. Wow. Also, D'Angelo was part of he was a police, right? He was a cop.
Yeah, he was
That's
a police
right.
officer.
So, here's the weird shit, right? Because I know he started out like San Francisco and all that shit. But here's the interesting part that gets me kind of weird and like, this is my detective side of coming out. When Richard Ramirez was around, 1985, so was Golden State, and they were in the same area doing the exact same things. And what's crazy is that D'Angelo's crimes were very, very similar to what Richard Ramirez was doing.
That's right.
So when Richard Ramirez was caught and charged with 13, crimes, with 13 charges, a lot of the crimes that were convicted to Richard, a lot of the evidence came up being, the hair was blonde, or the people were saying that he was like a short 5'5", whatever, blonde guy, blue eyes. And in my head, I was like, did no one ever stop and say, yo, Golden State Killer? Because I know by the time that Richard Ramirez was out in the 80s, Golden State Killer was already known. Am I correct?
Right. Well, yeah, he was the first Night Stalker.
So, yes, he was the original Night Stalker. So, none of the cops stopped and said, can we do a little bit more research real quick? Hold on a second. But what's crazy was, as soon as Richard Ramirez was put into jail, he stopped in 1986.
Right.
And then he disappeared. They all disappeared. And how they caught the Golden State Killer. It was just, wasn't it like his granddaughter was like doing like the 23andMe?
Yeah.
And first of all, holy shit, I would be pissed at my granddaughter. I'm going to tell you that straight up. I'm like, hold up. You going to tell me I've been on the down low for all this time and a fucking granddaughter's going to fuck shit up?
What happened?
So that's what I have to say about that. I think that the cops didn't do he just got away. But here's my theory. It could be an inside job. He was a cop. I said it. I said it. I'm drunk.
Definitely.
What do you think, Dylan?
Well, I mean, you raised valid questions. It sounds silly to say, but people are just human. They make mistakes. Golden State Killer could very well have been doing killings down here. I mean, he was. You having these killings happening, and some detective says, "Oh, Night Stalker, another Night Stalker."
Yeah.
After time goes by, they've already claimed it Night Stalker. They've imprinted it as Night Stalker. They've masked it in with a Night Stalker. They're not going to say, "Oh, I made a mistake."
Yeah.
They're just not going to do that. They're going to go with it and move forward with that information. So it's very possible there could have been a kind of cross-killing thing going on.
Yeah. Well, here's the
I'm
thing
open
that
to that.
I'm reading. He witnessed, when he was a kid, he witnessed the rape of Connie by 2 airmen in a warehouse in West Germany. And he also was abused by his dad as a child, right? But also, he would abuse animals when he was a kid. So there were signs already, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Prosecutors reported that D'Angelo was committing burglaries and torturing and killing animals during his teenage years. So he already had that.
Right.
There was signs there, right? Then look at this shit. Look at the fucking shit. Police officer, when he's a cop, from May 1973 to August 1976, D'Angelo was a burglary unit police officer. He was in the burglary unit, bro. Having relocated from Citrus Heights, he then served in Auburn from August 1976 to July 1979, when he was arrested for shoplifting a hammer and a dog repellent. Wow. He was sentenced to 6 months of probation and fired that October. And during the process of being fired, D'Angelo threatened to kill the chief of police and allegedly stalked the chief. Wow. There were the signs right there. I don't know what more y'all needed.
Now let's make him a cut. Let's make him a cut.
Oh my! I didn't even know this.
Wow.
I'm trying to see the rest. Apparently, his history for employment in the 1980s is unknown. Yeah, because he was too busy fucking doing shit that he shouldn't be doing in the 80s. D'Angelo's brother-in-law claimed that D'Angelo would casually bring up the East Area rapists in conversations around the time of the original crimes. They all fucking do this!
Yep.
Neighbors reported that he frequently engaged in loud, profound outbursts. One neighbor reported that his family received a phone message from D'Angelo threatening to deliver a load of death because of their barking dog. He was living with a daughter and a granddaughter at the time of his arrest. What the hell? So he was called the East Area Rapist, wasn't he?
Yeah, one of his names.
What? That's insane. I'm trying to see if there's anything like very similar. Oh, wait a second. Look at this. So on September 11, 1975, D'Angelo broke into the home of Claude Snealing, 45, at 532 Whitney Lane, now South Whitney Street, which I think it's in somewhere in like San Francisco, right? He had previously chased a prowler. Wow. A prowler discovered under his daughter's window around 10 p.m. on February 5th, 1975. On September 11, he was awakened around 2 a.m. by strange noises. Upon leaving his bedroom, Snealy ran to the open back door and confronted a ski-masked intruder in his carport, attempting to kidnap his daughter. So not only did he rob and kill, he was kidnapping kids. Mm-hmm. He was doing the exact same thing as Richard Ramirez. That's insane.
That's right.
That's crazy. what's crazy is like some of these sketches remind me of the sketches of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like these sketches look some of like the Richard Ramirez ones that didn't look nothing like Richard Ramirez. But yet somehow they put it to the Night Stalker. Although D'Angelo originally targeted women alone in their homes with children, he eventually preferred attacking couples. Mm-hmm. His method was to break through the window or sliding glass door and awaken the sleeping occupants with a flashlight, threatening them with a handgun. Yo, okay, hold on a second. Time out. I need a moment. Did any of these cops look this shit up before they charged Richard Ramirez with 13 fucking crimes?
Well, you know, even down here in LA, they weren't talking to each other.
This is true.
So for them to not even talk to their neighboring city, they're definitely not going to be looking up north trying to inquire about East area rapist killings.
Here, Dylan. Hold on. Here we go. This is where it gets even better. D'Angelo sometimes spent hours in the home, ransacking closets and drawers, eating food in the kitchen, drinking beer, raping the woman again, or making additional threats. Mm-hmm. He was eating. Mm-hmm. Now, play with the theory, Dylan, and everybody's watching this. Play with the theory. What if? I'm not saying before I continue, I'm not saying Richard Ramirez is innocent. He's guilty. What if those crimes of him eating in certain crimes, that wasn't him? What if it was D'Angelo?
Can definitely speculate.
Food for thought. I should have been a fucking detective in that time. Everybody will go down. That's insane to me. It's as I'm reading this, I'm like baffled. So to you, Dylan, what was one of those Richard would drink fucking Mountain Dew? I mean, I think he's the Pepsi guy. I don't think it was Mountain Dew, but you know, he would take whatever he saw in the moment, I'm sure.
Right.
Dylan, out of the Golden State Killer, what was one of the crime scenes that stood out that you were like, oh shit?
One documentary before he was even captured, he'd have them lay on their stomachs, and he'd put plates on their back, so that when he was going around the house, if they started to move, he could hear the plates knocking together, and he'd run back to the room. I thought that was really interesting, how he developed that.
He knew that if the plates would fall off, that's how he knew they were moving.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right. He had a little warning system. And also the fact that during the community press conference meetings, he would show up and he would listen to what everybody was talking about, you know, the Golden State Killer, and he was right there. That's crazy. That's nuts.
It's crazy. A lot of these serial killers, I've noticed, they do that. They will go to these things. They will actually go get in the car with the cops to look for these killers, to look for themselves.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Like, they really like to see I guess they wanted to see people's reaction, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, I think they're thrill junkies, you know? So being there, all those cops, all the people looking for them and standing right there, I'm sure. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, with the fact that this guy got away with it for so long, and how he got caught was just because his granddaughter put his DNA in, is baffling to me. Yeah. Sometimes he'd hide and wait in the dark after his victims thought he left, and
pop back out to scare them. And that's crazy you say that, because in the Maria Hernandez, Owasaki, I think it was, for Richard, that was when she would pop up from that table, he shot her. And that's very similar to what the Golden State Killer would do as well. So there's a lot of things that I'm always questioning. Okay, what was really Richard and what was really Golden State Killer?
The Golden State Killer dropped that AC/DC hat, though, man.
This is true, man. but did Richard really eat that melon, though, man?
Well, he was eating out of trash can, so I'm sure he'd grab a melon.
I mean, this is true. But did Richie have blonde hair, though, man?
He could have worn a wig.
Ah! I got you there, man. I got you there, man. I'm opening the windows.
All right.
But no. Well, I guess they also love being the center of attention. Well, it's because a lot of the serial killers are narcissists. Let's just be, Did he really eat out of trash cans? Yes, Richard Ramirez used to eat out of trash cans.
Yeah, that was from some documentary.
Yeah.
But Khalil, let me ask you, why are you in particular interested in Golden State Killer? Since for many weeks you've been asking to talk about Golden State. What is it about him that you're interested in particular?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah. What makes you like the Golden State Killer? What's interesting about it, about that case? I mean, yeah. Yeah, someone who will get on a cop car knowing that they're the person they're looking for is cray-cray. I mean, Kenneth Bianchi got on that cop car looking for the Hillside Stranglers knowing he was the Hillside Strangler. And
Crazy.
No one asked.
Crazy. But like I said before, at that particular time, those guys, those key killers in the 80s, early 90s, we never had anything like that. Now, now cops and stuff, they're wise to the fact that these guys like coming to the funerals. They like coming to the press conferences. They like involving themselves with the police. I think they're a little more wise to that now than they were back then.
Kali said, because it's the closest to the Richard Ramirez case. Like, y'all actually find the Ramirez case the most interesting by far. So, Kali, let me ask you, what about the Ramirez case it makes you keep, you're interested about? What is it? Is it the mystery? Is it, what happened to him, about the case or the trial? What is it about the Richard Ramirez case that you're so fascinated with? Because I'm curious to know. Because, didn't I have explained why we're fascinated with, but I'm always curious to see what other people, what's their reasoning, why they're fascinated with that case. Because there's a lot of good cases, you got Dahmer, you got Bundy, you got John Wayne Gacy, you got Ed Gein, but a lot of people tend to be really interested in Ramirez.
I think.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I just think. Alan is really
I think we lost you, Dylan. I think we lost you. We're freezing up, Dylan. Don't freeze on me. You're about to say something brilliant. I lost him. Well, he'll be back on. What Dylan was saying about the satanic aspect of Richard, I think that's what people are intrigued. There's a mystery around him and the case, because you really don't know exactly what happened, how it happened, what caused him to do that. Yes, there's the speculations of his childhood and the traumas and the epilepsy and all that, and the whole thing was with Satanism. Maybe him practicing rituals when he was older. Maybe him conjuring up a demon. There's so many theories around his case and what actually happened, and if he did all, and if he didn't. And then the trial, the fact that they banned all the cameras from court. They didn't record aloud, which is weird. A lot of the case and evidence didn't match up to Richard and the crime. His evidence, there was no evidence for him to convict him, but yet they convicted him. The fact to this day that they won't share his recordings is insane to me. Like they shared Ted Bundy's, they shared Dahmer's, they shared Gacy's recordings, but yet Richard's are not released. What is going on in there, and why aren't they sharing that? And I think that's the mystery that a lot of people to this day are asking it, and I think that's what keeps it fascinating. Kali, for me, it's the whole boogeyman aspect of the Night Stalker case that really captivates me. The visceral horror of fearing a guy who's willing to victimize anyone and go inside their home at night to do it. Well, but that's the thing with the Golden State Killer. He did the exact same thing, you know? And I think that mystery is what I think, you would understand. Absolutely. It's that mystique, you know, that horror of waking up in 3 a.m. and having someone in your face telling you to shut up, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think the most interesting in his childhood is the group leader trial, you know, and when he was young. I just really think it's more than that. I think it's more of him I think it's just more than being handsome. You know, he was handsome for what he was doing, and that's why a lot of girls were attracted to him. But if you get to know the actual person, and I'm sure if you got to sit down with him, you wouldn't feel that way. Like, you would be a little scared. This man hurt women, children, men, like they killed. So I don't think it's about the physical. I think there's like a mystique to him. It's like, why did you do it? What really happened? You know, what caused you to explode that way? What made you do this? What was the rage? Were you born this way? Like, were you possessed when you were born? Like, what happened? And I think that's what keeps people motivated. Because with Bundy, no one knows about his childhood. But with Richie, you know a lot, you know? So you're back. We lost you for a second. Okay, now explain to us what you were saying again, because we lost you, and it was brilliant.
What the hell was I saying?
You were saying that you think it's about the Satanism.
Oh, yeah. I think, you know, the satanic element just adds that whole other mountain of fear.
Yeah.
You know, okay, there's some weirdo killing people. We got that. Now this guy's like freaking some literal demon coming out, boogeyman, killing people for Satan. I just think that the fear of Satan, he tapped into the fear of Satan that's already in people's subconscious, I think.
And at the time, there was a fear of Satanism. There was
right.
that satanic panic. So
right.
he embellished that. He was known for that. That's why, you know,
yeah.
so.
He became the poster boy.
Yes, he became the poster boy for that. For sure.
Yeah. And
I guess that's the mystique with him. You know, I get it. I think it's not the good way to ask because he was confused about himself, too. I'm trying to see.
Plus, Richard never said why. He never confessed to everything. He never laid it all out. He just kept it to himself. So, kind of like Jack the Ripper, who he idolized, we just never really knew what went down.
Yeah.
So the folklore of it keeps growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
To the
Khalid
point
said,
of...
He said his police sketch was also scary. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When I first saw that sketch, and the first time I saw the documentary, I literally got up from my fucking couch, and I locked all the doors and the windows. I said, I am not getting this man in my house. I was terrified. But then, at the end of the fucking documentary, when I saw how he looked like, I was like, I'm gonna unlock these doors. I said what I said. That's all you're getting from me, guys. Y'all can call me crazy. I'm down. I'm kidding. No, I was terrified with that fucking sketch. I was terrified. Those buggy eyes they drew. Bro, why he look like some fucking pop star from the fucking 80s, like Rick James bitch kind of thing. Like, it was weird. It was weird. Yeah. I sometimes wonder, like, I wonder how all these serial killers, like in the 70s and 80s, how long would they have lasted in the modern times? I would give them an hour or two.
Yeah, I don't think Richard would have lasted too long.
He would have not lasted a day, bro. He would have been caught immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
Ted Bundy, I might give him a day, but he would be caught by the end of the week for sure. For sure. Now, the real question would be, what made you cross the border from breaking into houses for money to rape and then kill? What made you feel like, well, now I feel I'm going to do it? That is a good question, T. And it's funny because me and Dylan have always talked about it. It's like, what made him go from stealing to killing? And I
think it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing back to Golden State. Because he was a rapist before he was a killer. He was a serial rapist.
Yeah.
So I think just the need for more power, they're beating them already to get them into submission.
Yeah. Power.
They have so many rape victims under their belt. Now they're fearing getting caught. So now I think they rationalize in their distorted way. I should start killing them now. No person left behind to rat on me, I think.
Well, also thinking of it, someone said maybe because he became more comfortable. Well, think about it. He was raping, he was stealing, he wasn't getting caught. And serial killers, at some point, they're like, well, if I'm not getting caught and no one's talking about me, I'm going to try and risk and see what I can do here. And I think that was like a risk, and it was like, oh, I didn't get caught. Well, now I'm gonna go kill. These are, like you said, these are the desires that if he didn't do them, they would be crushed by them.
Right.
So,
right. He was working up to it.
Yeah. Same with Golden State Killer.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of these serial killers have a temper. I don't think I've ever read about a serial killer who didn't have a temper. Like that's been very like chill and nice and happy and chill. Like I don't think I've ever read about a killer like that. They all have tempers. They all have a mental illness.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, unless you know someone that's chill. I wonder why he decided to leave some women and some he killed. Golden State or Richard? Golden State. I mean, serial killers in general, I think it feeds their ego to have some alive so they can go and like fame. They all want notoriety and they all want fame, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I remember that one towards the end, Richard tells them, tell him the night prowler was here.
Yeah.
And then he leaves.
Yeah, so it's like they all want that knowledge. Like, look, the validation of like, look at me. I am important. I am important. Look.
Yeah. Zodiac killer.
Yeah. I wonder what goes on in their head before they decide to take that step, if they have a back and forth with themselves. I truly think that once you have the thought of killing someone, it's downhill from there.
Yeah.
There's no going back.
Yeah, I think from the point of starting to well, you gotta remember that when they're before they ever kill, and usually in their teen years, they're fantasizing about this stuff every night. Every night they're thinking and dreaming and imagining all these ways of hurting, raping, and killing people. And it's years of this day-to-day belief system that finally they act out. So they're definitely, you could even say, hypnotizing themselves to carry this thing out through the pleasure of maybe masturbation and, the use of pornography, etc. And they just need more. Need more.
Who said, is that Mankind in the DX hat?
Close.
I love it. I think Richard was telling the truth when he said he was evil, but not completely. Yeah, I mean, those beliefs are from their anger. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I just know that we're 5 minutes away from being an hour. This is insane. Yeah. I'm tired of this time going too fast. This is some bullshit. All right, guys, 5 minutes. So while we're talking, we'll still talk. But you guys decide, who do you want us to talk about next week's episode? Go ahead. 5 minutes. Remember, the first to get 3 votes, we'll be talking about next Thursday. So who do you want to talk about next week? It could be now. It could be back in the day. I don't know. It can be about horror, serial killers and horror movies. I don't know. I'm open to it. This is true Carmireli. We get down. You see that voice? We get down. Toy Box Killer. We talked to... Wait. Oh, no, we didn't talk about him. Yes. Okay, there's one for Toy Box Killer, which, by the way, I read about the other day, and that is insane.
Yeah, dude.
Jamie Osuna. I think a killer who is completely void of any emotions, true evil. All right. Toy Box Killer. Oh, Michael Myers. Okay, so we got Toy Box Killer, we got Jamie Osuna, and we got Michael Myers. All right.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's up Dylan's alley, man. Don't get him excited like that, man. Oh, you got Clown. True Crime, Columbine. Oh, we got 2 Jamie Osuna. I don't know who Jamie Osuna is. That's a good one. I'm going to research. Oh, man. We got Mike Myers, Jamie Osuna, and Toy Box Killer. Oh! We got Jamie. Wait, you've got to check out. Michael Myers got 2.
Sleep well, sleep well.
Toy Box Killer got 2. All right, wait, I'm confused now. Hold on. How many Jamie Osunas do we have? We got 1. Okay, there's 1 Michael Myers.
Lord's dog.
2. What was that?
You're talking about my clown dog.
So we got 2 Michael Myers, 2 Jamie Osuna.
1 Toy Box Killer.
2 Toy Box Killer. Wait, is it 3? Did Toy Box Killer win?
No, I think that was... T said Toy Box Killer. She keeps saying it, so I think you're counting it as...
Oh, wait, no.
2.
1, 2.
Man, we got Michael Myers, Columbine.
No, everyone has 2 right now. So Mike Myers has 2, Toy Box has 2, and Jamie has 2. Someone's got to break the tie. Oh, Danny? Michael Myers! No way! Oh, no, never mind. No, I got excited. Never mind.
Danny says that Jamie Osuna has 3.
No, she doesn't. Michael Myers! Michael Myers! We did it! Oh, Dylan, I'm giving you the next episode because this is all about you, man.
Crap.
Mike Myers is next episode. I'm about to do my research, man.
All right, man.
Oh, man. Who would win a... Oh, wait. Before we leave, Gustavo has a question. Who would win a serial killer Royal Rumble? Oh, my God. Hold on. Are we talking fictional or non-fictional? I don't know, man. In a Royal Rumble, what do you think, Dylan? I mean, Dahmer will lose because Dahmer, unless he poisoned you or like got you drugged up, he wasn't gonna do anything. Ted Bundy, I don't know.
You know, a lot of these guys were pipsqueaks. You know, which is I think why they did a lot of the serial killing.
Yeah.
There's this one guy though. I don't remember his name, but he was a real nasty SOB, man. Real nasty. I'll have to look him up. But he was pretty well physically built.
Damn. Nah, man, Richie would lose. I mean, Richie was street smart, so he would like maybe fight you and stuff. But come on,
Now, remember, Richie shot a guy in the head, then got kicked out by the same
he
guy
was
that got
chased
shot in the head.
out. Nah, John Wayne Gacy was not. No, I don't know.
We'll have to leave that for next.
All right, that's our homework. We're gonna answer that question next week in a serial killer Royal Rumble.
Oh, you should make a poll on your Instagram story, Carm.
I might do that. I want to see what people come up with. All right, guys, we're out. I love you all. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm gonna go rock out this weekend, and I love you. And we'll see you next Thursday for Mike Myers.